Hi friends, welcome to Diaby's new tech video. Today we are going to discuss part of one video of the important base level questions usually come in an embedded system interview. If after an interview, if the interviewer got a feeling that you have a sound base level knowledge, you can easily crack that interview. So freshers, we should always focus to get a clear base level idea of our subjects. I hope our videos will help you for that. Let's start our journey together. First question. What is the difference between an operating system and a real-time operating system? The main difference lies in the response time to external events. Or in a simpler manner, we can say that general purpose operating system cannot perform real-time tasks, whereas real-time operating system is suitable for real-time applications. Operating system always provide non-deterministic, non-real-time response where there are no guarantee as to when each task will complete. And real-time operating system typically provide a real-time response, providing a fast, highly deterministic reaction to the external events. That means there is always a deadline associated with a real-time operating system. But general purpose operating system do not follow strict timely mechanisms. Second question. What is harder real-time system? In harder real-time system, the timing requirement is a critical constraint. The task should be completed within a deadline. If the system didn't perform that deadline, it is considered as a task failure. Missing the deadline here can be catastrophic. Typical examples are air traffic control system, missile control system, nuclear reactor control system, etc. Next question. What is software real-time system? In software real-time system, the time requirement is not very crucial. The system always try to perform the task within the deadline, but there can be small tolerance occasionally. Missing the deadline here is not a catastrophic event. Typical examples include multimedia streaming, digital camera, etc. Next question. What is multitasking? Each executing program is a task under control of an operating system. If an operating system can execute multiple tasks in this manner, it is said to be multitasking. We have to go to the advantages of multitasking. Main advantages include multitasking allows a complex application to be partitioned into set of smaller and more manageable tasks. Second point, partitioning can result in easier software testing, work breakdown within teams and code reuse. Third point, complex timing and sequencing details can be removed from the application code by the using of multitasking. Next question. What is the difference between multi-programming and multi-processing? Multi-programming is keeping several programs in main memory and execute them concurrently in a single CPU. Whereas multiprocessing is the use of two or more CPU within a computer system. In other words, multiprocessing is the ability of a system to support more than one processor. In multiprocessing, we execute multiple processes at same time on multiple processes. Multiprocessing occurs by parallel processing, whereas multiprogramming occurs by switching from one process to other. Next question. Difference between program, process and thread. A program is an executable file which consists of set of instructions, whereas a process, a running instance of a program, is called a process. A program can have any number of processes. Each process has its own address spaces. So simply we can say that process is an active entity, whereas a program is a passive one. Next, thread. Thread is a segment of a process, means a process can have multiple threads. These threads run concurrently to each other. Threads within a process use the same address space and memory as that of process. Next question, context switching. The most essential feature of a multitasking operating system and it allows multiple processes to share a single CPU is the context switching. In a multitasking context, sometimes we need to pause a running task and another task need to be executed. After completing its execution, we need to resume the paused task. In such a scenario, if we do not save the context of the paused task, we cannot efficiently resume the execution later. So, context switching is the process of storing the state of process or thread so that it can be restored and resume execution at a later point. Next question, what are the commonly found errors in an embedded system? Let's check the points. First point, damage of memory devices due to transient current and static discharge. Malfunctioning of address lines due to a short circuit in the circuit. Next point, malfunctioning of data lines. Next point, some memory location being inaccessible in storage due to garbage or error. Improper insertion of memory device into the memory slot. Final point, faulty control signals. Next question, what do you mean by memory management? In simple terms, we can say that memory management is simply controlling and coordinating memory. Memory management basically do two tasks, allocation and recycling. Allocation means ensure the availability. When a program requests a block of memory, memory management unit assign that block to the program. A second task is recycling. When a program no longer needs a data in previously allocated memory block, those blocks will be available for reassignment by the memory management unit. Next question. What do you mean by a memory leak in an embedded system? Memory leak occurs when a computer program incorrectly manages memory allocation in such a way that memory which is no longer needed is not released. A memory leak may also happen when an object is stored in a memory but cannot be accessed by the running code. It may pause the execution of the system in case it reaches a huge value for want of adequate space. Next question, what is segmentation fault? A segmentation fault occurs when a program attempts to access a restricted area of memory. Simply we can say that a memory access violation is called segmentation fault. This could be a memory address that doesn't exist or one that belongs to another program or trying to write to a memory that is read-only, etc. are the reasons. They arise primarily due to errors in the use of pointers for virtual memory addressing, particularly illegal access. Okay dear friends, in this video we discussed the base points in embedded system. Hope you all got the proper idea. We have to discuss more base points like BES, interrupt service routine, semaphore, mutex, etc. and more on the next part of the video. Stay tuned for that. If you like our video, subscribe our channel and please share with your friends. Okay dear friends, we'll see you in the next class. Thank you.